Hello, welcome to my channel. My name is Marybeth and I'm here for your spiritual awakening, your healing journey, and I'm just here to help you and guide you and answer any questions you might have. I know for my spiritual awakening, I went in all directions and dove deep into all the things that I felt like I needed to know. And so I'm here to kind of help guide you and answer some of those questions and kind of put it all condensed into like one area so that you don't have to go in so many directions like I did. So a little bit about me. I had my dark night of the soul in 2021, really started more in 2020, as most people's did. A dark night of the soul, if you don't know, is a time period in your life where something really dramatic happens, where you have a loss. It could be a loss in a job, a loss of a loved one. It can be a relationship ending, divorce, anything that really kind of shakes you awake and kind of rattles your whole life, your whole being. And so I believe that the pandemic was actually here to kind of do that to society, to kind of wake us all up. Our world is going through a really big shift right now, and it's really important that we start looking at all of these low vibrations that are in our life and work through those. And so that is what I did. In 2021, I finally hit my low point. I was, I had a wonderful house, a family, 2 beautiful kids, a wonderful husband. I had health. I was in the best shape of my life, and I didn't understand why I felt so miserable. And so I finally decided to go see therapy. I was like, something's wrong inside of me. And so I'm so glad that I did that. I had a wonderful therapist, and she helped me with so much. She helped me find mindfulness, which was a really big part of my path to my spiritual awakening. So I started off with mindfulness, and eventually that actually I had some repressed memories, which I didn't ever expect to have. I had heard of repressed memories where you have a memory that just kind of pops right back into your head, and mine was a really dramatic one, and I will go into that later in other videos, but the fact that I had a repressed memory was really hard at first, but really interesting to me, and I got so interested in the brain and how the brain works and how you could do that, to just hide a memory and then have it release and open up and come back into your brain. I found that completely interesting. And so so I started looking at the brain, and I was so curious and wanted to dive deeper into that. So I started a lot of mindfulness. I started learning to love my body again. I started reading a bunch of different books. There was a book that she recommended, and it's not in my brain at the moment, but I'll make sure to put that down below in comments, because it was a wonderful book that really brought, again, my path. And I believe that everyone has their own path, and so I know books that I'm going to recommend might not be the books for you, but they might be. And so I will recommend all the things that I have that helped me on my journey. So I started reading this book, and then I started doing yoga, which was really wonderful. And prior to my healing, I could not be in the same room with myself because I had so many thoughts that I couldn't quiet. And so doing yoga, it's actually a type of meditation, and then I started actually doing more of a quiet mind meditation, where you're sitting and you're quieting your mind and focusing your mind. And then I started looking into Buddhism, because I was like, okay, well, what's the next thing? So I started looking into Buddhism, and I started learning about energy, and I was so fascinated with energy. And during my deep dive into looking into energy, I started having a realization about myself. And once I had that realization, is when I had my spiritual awakening, which was in January 2023, so the beginning of this year. And so prior to knowing all of the information that I know now, I can explain what happened with me. So your body has, you have your physical body, but you also have your energy body. And so there are things called chakras, which I had heard of chakras, and most people have heard of chakras, but I had no idea what they were. But what they are energy centers in your body, and so each of them hold different abilities. So you have your root, your sacral, your solar, your heart. A lot of people have heard of the third eye, so that one's up here in your head, and then you have your crown chakra in your throat. I know I skipped over that one, which is a really important one. They're all important. They all have energy, and if any of them are blocked, it's kind of like a hose. So if you have a hose and you're holding it, you might get a little bit of water flowing out, but you're not getting the full flow. And so what happened is that I had a lot on my sacral chakra, which is your second chakra. I had a lot of blockages, and when I was doing all my research, I suddenly had a realization, and that knot in my sacral opened up, and it allowed the flow to go all the way up. And I remember looking back, and I can visualize that energy opening up. And so what that actually is called your Kundalini awakening, which I also didn't know until I started diving into all of it. But yeah, it's really interesting, and I thought it was, it's really funny how you can have things happen to you, and then once you read about it, you can be like, oh, that's what that was. So that's kind of what I'm here for. So anyone who doesn't have the time to do the research, but can maybe listen to a video, that's what I'm here for. So yeah, so I had my Kundalini awakening at the beginning of the year, and I just trusted that I was going to find my way and my answer. And that's when I found out about energy healing and energy in general. So I just kind of trusted that, and that led me into a bunch of energy healing classes. So I started doing energy healing classes, waking up at 5 in the morning, doing all the things, took cold showers, and did all these leg workouts, and yeah, it was a really wonderful part of my journey. And then I started watching and reading all the things. And so yeah, so then I realized that now it is time to help guide others. So right now I'm in some classes, and I know that's only going to help and grow. And I know that my journey is still going, but I'm here for the people who are just starting out, and I hope that I can help those people, and I hope we can grow together. So if you have any questions or any videos that you want to me to do, that you have questions like, oh, what is the chakras? Can you go into more about the chakras? One of the big chakras that I worked on first was the root chakra. A lot of people have a lot of issues in the root chakra. So your root chakra is the one that makes you say, I'm safe, I'm strong, I'm confident. Well, maybe not confident, but it's that really safety. And when you have a lot of stress in your life, you don't feel safe. You don't feel like you can stay and like you're rooted into the ground. And so a lot of people have a lot of issues with that one. And I know that it was my chakra that I worked on really a lot in the very beginning. And so I have tips and tricks to kind of help with the different chakras, to help you feel more grounded, to feel more confident, to feel self-love. That's a huge one. The heart chakra is one of my favorites. I am a big empath, and so I will go into all the different chakras. I will go into, I know some of the things that I want to talk about are triggers. Triggers, that's a big one. But I feel like I have a way of looking at triggers that might help you. And so yeah, I have so many ideas. I'm so excited. If you like this video and you want to go ahead and hit the like button, but then also subscribe. And I would love to have you here for this journey, and I will make some more videos soon. All right, bye you guys.